The boy stood barefoot in the rain, his small fists clenched, his tear-streaked face trembling as thunder rolled in the distance. He couldn't have been older than 7. His voice cracked when he said it again, louder this time. He hit my grandma. At that moment, a group of bikers, leather jackets soaked and engines rumbling like beasts, pulled into the gas station across the street. The leader, a tall man with a gray beard and deep scars running down his knuckles, looked at the boy, then at the house across the road, a small, sagging porch light flickering weakly in the storm. He tilted his head. "Kid, what did you just say?" The boy pointed, his hand shaking. He hit her. My grandma. He lives there. She fell down, and he laughed. The man's eyes narrowed. The other bikers went quiet. You could hear the rain dripping from their jackets onto the wet asphalt. Now, if you're watching this right now, pause for a second. Imagine that's your grandmother. Your family. How would you feel? Because what these men did next wasn't just about revenge, it was about respect, love, and doing what's right when no one else will. The leader took off his helmet slowly and handed it to one of his brothers. "Stay here," he said. Then he crossed the street, each step slow, heavy, and certain. The boy followed him at a distance, hiding behind a tree as the man knocked on the door. The door creaked open, revealing a man in his 30s with a smirk plastered on his face. "Who the hell are you?" he spat. The biker didn't answer. He just looked inside, saw an elderly woman lying on the floor, holding her face, crying softly. That was all he needed. He stepped forward, pushing the door open with one firm shove. The smirk vanished. "What's your name?" the biker asked quietly. The man sneered. "None of your business." That's when the biker said, in a low, controlled voice, "My name's not important. But you see that boy outside? He's got more courage in him than you ever will." The man tried to close the door, but the biker stopped it with one hand. He didn't throw a punch. He didn't shout. He just looked him dead in the eyes and said, "You touch her again, and you'll answer to all of us." Behind him, the roar of engines filled the street as the other bikers lined up in front of the house, headlights cutting through the rain, chrome glinting in flashes of lightning. The man inside froze. The fear in his eyes said it all. The biker knelt beside the old woman, helping her to her feet gently. "Ma'am, you okay?" he asked softly. She nodded, trembling. He's been angry for months. My daughter left, and he blames me. I don't know what to do anymore." He looked at her, then back at the boy who stood watching, tears mixing with rain. "You did the right thing telling us, kid. You're brave." He turned to his crew. "Boys, let's get her out of here." They helped her gather her things, a small bag, an old photo frame, a tattered blanket, and guided her to their bikes. One of the bikers, a big guy with tattoos covering his arms, handed her his leather jacket to keep warm. They took her to the diner down the road, where the owner knew them well. They bought her hot soup, gave the boy some fries, and listened to her story. She'd raised her grandson alone since his mother ran away years ago. She worked at the local laundry, barely making enough to survive. The man who'd hit her was her daughter's boyfriend, a mean drunk who refused to leave her house. The biker leader clenched his jaw. "He's not staying there anymore," he said. They went back that night, not to fight, but to end it. The police had been called. One of the bikers made sure of it. The man was taken away in cuffs, yelling and cursing, but no one listened. When the officers left, the biker turned to the boy. "Your grandma's safe now. But remember this, strength isn't about how hard you can hit. It's about how much you can protect without losing your heart." The boy nodded slowly. "I want to be like you when I grow up." The biker smiled the first time that night. "Then start by being kind. That's how it begins." Weeks passed. The grandma recovered, slowly but surely. The bikers helped fix her porch, painted her fence, and brought groceries every week. The little boy began showing up at the diner after school, drawing pictures of motorcycles and smiling again. And one day, as the sun set over the small town, the biker leader found a letter taped to his bike. It read, "Thank you for saving us. You didn't just protect my grandma. You showed me that there are still good people left in this world. I'll never forget you." He folded the letter, put it in his pocket, and smiled toward the open road. Now, if you're watching this, remember, sometimes heroes don't wear capes. Sometimes, they ride Harleys, stop at gas stations, and answer the cries no one else hears. If this story touched your heart, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more stories that remind us what humanity really means. And share this video, because somewhere out there, someone needs to hear that they're not alone. The engines roared again as the bikers rode off into the night, but this time, they left behind more than tire marks, they left behind hope.